Hi guys, so basically I'm recording this just to have a record. Yesterday I went to a doctor's office to emergency care, and they told me that I might have, I think it was bronchitis or pneumonia. I don't have it yet. I might develop it. So they gave me some medicine. They gave me like transparent pearl like medicine. I have to drink 3 times a day, and then another one that is steroids, I believe. It's six pills today, 5 pills tomorrow, 4 pills the next day, and like that until I don't have any left. So right now I'm in another doctor's office. I'm gonna go inside and go for my appointment. He is a specialist lung doctor, pulmonic doctor. I think that's how you say it in English. But he's a specialist and he should know what's wrong with me. I've had this a couple of times. I had this on and off like a year or so, and now it's getting worse. So I hope he can cure me. I hope he gets it right. I've been coming here for now, I think this might be my 4th time at this office. So I think it's gonna be my last try with him. If not, I'll have to change doctors and see if somebody can figure out what's going on with me and cure me. Because they were saying that before they were saying before that I might develop asthma. And I don't think that's the case, because I've been exercising all my life and I've never had asthma attacks. I think at one point when I was like 12, I had a small asthma attack. It was cured. It was cured before. That was back in Venezuela. They said it was because of the pollution, and they gave me some. I had to breathe into a machine that pumped some medicine, some gas medicine, and it was good. I got cured. Never thought of it again, and now I'm back at this. So hopefully now he can cure me. I'm gonna tell him straight up what's going on. I'm gonna tell him what I'm feeling, and I'll tell him that, I don't know, probably this is my last time seeing him if he can't cure me, if he can't get this right. Because, I mean, guys, you can hear, I can't even talk. That's how bad I was coughing the other day. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay. See you in a moment. Back. I just went to the doctor's office and he gave me the same medicine. He gave me the same thing. So I think I'm gonna go with the doctor I went yesterday, emergency care. It was somewhere it's a new place called City MD. So I'm gonna go with that doctor's opinion, and I'm gonna take his steroids or his pills. So I'm gonna go eat something and then take that, because this doctor, he just gave me the same medicine, and the same medicine, it wasn't working. I mean, it maybe worked for a little bit, or maybe stopped the cough, but it didn't really cure me. It didn't work. So then I'm gonna go home, eat, and then take the medicine. I hope it gets me better. I hope it makes me feel better. Because now I don't even know what to do. I think I made another appointment with this doctor that I just came in right now for 4 weeks from now. And I don't think I'm gonna come back. I don't think so. I don't think he's doing the right thing. So I'll see you guys in a moment, okay?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Real Venezuelan arepa. This arepa has eggs, scrambled eggs, and tuna. It's not really traditional feeling for an arepa or a filler for arepa, but it's what I had. Actually, the country's going through something really tough, and I'm gonna talk about it right now. Hello guys and welcome. This is actually going to be my first time doing something like this, but due to a situation Venezuela is going through right now, I felt like it was just correct from my point of view, from a Venezuelan that emigrated from Venezuela to the United States, to state his point of view, his life experience, my life experience, my point of views. And before we start, I just apologize for my sore throat. I've had a very bad cough on and off for a couple of weeks, couple of months, and well, it got really bad, so I just apologize beforehand. So what's going on right now in Venezuela? So first of all, right now there's a power outage happening nationwide in Venezuela. So they've been having this since, I believe, since Friday. I haven't even been able to talk to my grandparents since that day. However, it's been on and off. They've been cutting the electricity nationwide on and off. In some parts of Venezuela, there hasn't been electricity at all since Friday, like in Maracaibo or Zulia. There hasn't been electricity from what I could see, from what my friends can tell me. In Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, there's been electricity on and off. Actually, my mother spoke to one of my grandparents, my grandmother to be specific, not too long ago. I heard her conversating with her for like 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, but then afterwards the outage came back, so she got disconnected. She couldn't even talk properly with her. So these types of situations have been going on since I can remember. There's always been power outages in Venezuela, on and off. Since I was a kid, I can remember not having electricity for maybe a whole day sometimes. But that's what comes with socialism. Communism, socialism, same thing. And to remind you guys, it's not Maduro who has the whole fault of it. It started with Hugo Chavez having the presidency in '99, I believe. Then when he died, everybody else that was in Maduro's regime, Chavez's regime, they had to pick somebody to be the next puppet, somebody in front, so he could take all the blame. And they chose the dumbest, most incompetent person they could see, which was Maduro. The guy isn't even Venezuelan. He was born in Colombia. There's never been even a birth certificate saying where he was born in Venezuela. There was a couple of them. I remember I saw them in the news saying they were from all of them were in different corners of the country, so it didn't even make sense. So basically now a Colombian has the power over Venezuela. President, dictator slash drug dealer, drug cartel. Some things that my friends actually have told me or asked me is if the situation in Venezuela is as bad as they can see on TV or in the news, or some even ask me if it's even real, if it's even happening. And to them, I always say yes, it's as bad as it seems. Some people are better than others in economical resources or even just basic necessity wise, but it's basically just like North Korea. They won't accept that it's a dictatorship, it's still a regime, it's not democratic, but they can't accept it towards the whole world, because if they accept that they are not a democracy internationally, they would have some repercussions. Stuff like the UN contracts with other countries, trades, even their bank accounts, their international bank accounts, which is just made out of all the money that they've stolen from the Venezuelan people from these 20 years now, maybe a little bit more than 20 years. Right now, Cuba and the Castros are behind the scenes, the real bosses, the real leaders of the Maduro regime. Maduro's just there to take the blame. He's just a human shield, basically. He's there just because they need a puppet to take the blame on. So some people ask me, hey, if things are so bad, why don't the people just kick them out of there? And my answer is, it's not so easy. So the regime also has generals by their side. They pay them, they bribe them so they could stay by their side, by the side of the regime, and don't go against the regime, don't cross them. The generals in Venezuela have a lot to lose if they go against Maduro or if the regime falls. They have a lot of ties, economic benefits from the regime, money laundering, drug cartels, drug money, stealing from the National Reserve, like tons and tons of gold taken away from the National Reserve. That was done not too long ago. I think I saw that last month. I think it was in February. I saw that Maduro and his regime were taking out gold from the National Reserve just in case something happened, just to have a support, just in case something happened to them. So militia generals wouldn't take action against Maduro, against the Maduro regime, because they have too much to lose. And the people beneath the generals, they wouldn't take action against them because they would suffer as well. They would be charged as patriotic traitors, I believe that's the translation, or national traitors, and they would be charged for that. And in the worst case scenario, killed. Not just them and their families. They have threatened not just them, but their families as well. If they do something, their families would pay the consequences, not just them. So it's not an easy thing to explain. And the people, if just the people go out, the militia, what they call colectivos, would go against the people, kill them, and if there's a riot just of the people, the militia would just end up killing them. The militia would just end up killing the population, rioting against Maduro. Because keep in mind that Venezuela doesn't have the rights to bear arms like in the United States, and over there in Venezuela it's just normal people with no weapons against militia, the whole regime with tanks, pistols, guns, grenades, and the whole army, basically. So something else that people have been asking me, this new guy Juan Guaido, he basically appeared out of nowhere. He was elected democratically to be the president of the National Assembly, la Asamblea Nacional of Venezuela. In the Venezuelan Constitution, Article 233, 333 and 350 say that if there's a vacancy in power, as in there is no president elected constitutionally and democratically, the president of the National Assembly at that moment, elected democratically, would be the interim president. So the president, meanwhile, so we could say the president. Meanwhile, while they conduct new elections for a democratically elected president, in which case they have not done that yet, because I remind you guys, it's a regime. So basically what Maduro does is, okay, we're going to elections, you and you are going against me, okay, let's vote. Okay, you voted, okay, we're not going to count the votes, we're just going to make a number up and I won, deal with it. So that's basically what happens. North Korea does it. They say it's democracy, it's not. Cuba does it. So now the new interim president, Juan Guaido, is trying to kick out or take Maduro out of the presidency of of his regime in a pacific way that doesn't spill blood, more blood that's been spilled in these past decades. He's trying to do it in a pacific way that's taken time. He's saying it's going well, things are going well. He's trying to tire the regime economically, financially, internationally, renewing ties with other countries that have been lost because of Chavez and Maduro. And by the love of God, I hope he succeeds. I hope he kicks out. It's not just Maduro. He has to kick out Maduro, all the people are behind him, all the corrupt politicians, the Cuban intelligence, every ties with Cuba, Castro's, corrupt generals, every person that was with Maduro or with Chavez benefiting themselves from the killing of thousands of Venezuelans over the past years. Even the supposed opposition of Maduro's regime, people like Capriles, like Ramos Alub as well, people that say publicly that they're against Maduro's regime, but really underneath the table they're just receiving more money, getting bribed, beneficiating themselves with it. And actually, because of this, most people in Venezuela have lost faith for politicians opposing Maduro because they know they're corrupt, they know what they're up to. They know what they're up to now. It's not something easy to do, and I'm not expecting them to do it overnight. But if done right, we can hope to see Venezuela as a great country it was before, back in the 60s, back in the 50s, when it was considered a first world country in Latin America. And then people ask me, how do you know all this stuff? How do you know this is true? Well, I still have family living in Venezuela, and plus, my father actually used to work for Petróleos de Venezuela, Sociedad Anónima, PDVSA, which is the biggest oil company in Venezuela, the biggest distributor of oil in Venezuela. Cubans being bosses, being chiefs, being above Venezuelans. Cubans threatening Venezuelans, not just them, but also their jobs, their families, etc., to not cross or go against the regime. They couldn't just kill them or fire all of them. They needed people that would stay inside the oil company or inside businesses, so they could still run the business and they could benefit from the money made from the business. So that's basically how they would fund themselves. They wouldn't just get rid of everybody. They would control the business, and whatever every business in general would make, they would take a part, they would take a cut. It is not a free market. Basically, everybody works for the regime, and anything that's done, it's for the regime. And I keep calling it a regime because there is a dictator. There is no right for free speech. Most of the channels in national television, if not all, are bought out or controlled by the regime, so they can't talk bad about them or even joke about it. There is no free press as well. The only thing that actually Venezuelan people have to stay up to date with the news is stuff like social media. Social media right now is huge. It's the best to gaining information from Venezuela. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook sometimes. But believable places like, I can name a few. Javier Ana Madrid, he's one of the creators that actually posts a lot about Venezuela, and he's really interested in the well-being of every Venezuelan in there. a fellow patriot. Venezuela dice, anonymous Venezuela 10, I believe it is. Even Angie Perez is really good for some information from Venezuela. La Carota Digital, La Patilla, etc. There's more. And also, I know it's super scary to go out to the streets and riot, protest against the regime, but my condolences and my best wishes to every Venezuelan out there that's watching this, that's listening to this. It hurts me as well. It hurt me just leaving the country and adapt to a new one. But here there's freedom of speech, there's right to bear arms. It's a free country, it's beautiful, I love it, thank you. But my support to every Venezuelan out there, the only thing I could say is just keep at it, keep going. If you have to riot, it's up to you. I know it's very scary, and for years the regime and the Cubans have put fear into our minds with killing and threats and militia and with the bare thought of dying, seeing your family die. Just hang in there. If Guaido could solve the problem, I hope he does, for the love of God. I hope he does. We can keep supporting him, but at the same time, don't lose hope. Keep going to concentrations, keep marching for the country, keep everything up. This is not like a video I normally do, but I just had to express everything that was going through my mind and all my frustrations, and even explain to people from the outside that don't understand the current situation of Venezuela. I hope this video was helpful, and as always, if you like the content, share it, subscribe, like, comment. I want to know, I want to hear what you guys are thinking. And until next time, Venezuelan people, everyone and God is with you.